Building your coaching business should be simple, easy, and fun, and not to where it feels like you're dragging yourself up a hill 24/7. If it doesn't feel like this, it's not your fault. The common advice in this space has strayed so far off the beaten path that the market as a whole finally feels like it's going to pop. Here's the thing though, I've got multiple coaches who have around 2,000 to 8,000 followers, and they're pulling in consistently 10K to 40K a month. One client, Tucker, who only has 300 followers, hit $30,000 in 45 days.
I really want to thank you for helping me make 30K in 45 days of working with you.
And I even ran a fresh account myself as an experiment, and I had 300 followers and made 11K in 30 days. Why are we able to do this? Well, it's because we're using a completely different way of generating leads and selling our offer that makes coaching fun. It's fueling what I call the rise of micro coaching cults, and ultimately is making coaching great again. Real quick though, before I let you in on these secrets, if you have a coaching business where you're truly helping people change by changing their lives, their business, their relationships, their fitness, or whatever you may be coaching on, I'm giving away my $8,000 program completely for free inside my free Skool community by November 30th. I've invested over $50,000 to learn what is in this program, and if you're thinking about joining somebody else's high ticket program, I'd hold off on that. Here's a secret. This program is a synthesized version of all the top people in this space. I've been in all their programs. I've taken the best parts, combined it into one, and it's going to be in your hands for free. The only thing is, if you're not in my free Skool community by November 30th, you won't have a chance to get it. It's for the action takers who are literally willing to take 5 seconds out of their time to click that link below, join the free Skool community, and I'll notify you when it's released. So in today's video, I'm gonna be showing you how to make an unstoppable coaching business, not by adding more value or adding more complexity, but by stripping everything down to what actually works. I'm gonna be sharing you the exact process that my clients and I are using to grow micro coaching cults that bring in macro profits, close sales with ease and also ethically, and ultimately the entire way that we're taking that's making coaching great again. So part one, the marketing reality. For those of you that are already in this game, I'm sure you have felt it. And for those of you who are just entering the coaching space, I'm making this video to really save you years of wasted time and effort, and ultimately save you on a bunch of BS marketing advice that's out there. Because right now, selling coaching isn't what it used to be. From 2016 to 2024, selling a program was like selling water to a dehydrated man. And people are getting into it today because it's seen as a very leverageable business model. But today, consumers are more skeptic than ever. And they should be. There's a lot of bad apples and bad advice for scaling your coaching business, and our market is flooded with this. Unethical sales tactics, false claims, and BS marketing advice. Because of this, consumers have changed the entire way that they view the market. Really, their BS meter is at an all-time high. And what that means for you is that having a sustainable coaching business is harder than ever. Even some big time names are feeling it. I mean, I have heavy hitters coming to me because things aren't what they used to be like. Organic is down, bookings are slow, sales are stuck, and it really feels like you have to convince people to purchase a program. To not put it lightly, the coaching market is in a dire state. Here's the problem though. Most people are not adapting to the new market landscape. They're still playing the 2016 to 2024 info selling game. All markets evolve. To get back to this time where selling coaching was easy and fun, it isn't about doing what has worked during this time. It's about using new tools and new methods for this new landscape that's gonna make coaching great again. And this is exactly what's working for my micro coaches that I help. They're selling their program effortlessly without needing a huge following by using a new way of generating leads and a new way of selling their program. Part two, the new way of gaining leads. The first step of building your micro coaching cult isn't about playing the old game of generating leads. It's a bunch of outdated tactics to keep you on this hamster wheel of searching for that new way that's magically gonna unlock buyers. There's really 3 playbooks that most coaches are running at the moment when it comes to generating leads. Number 1 is focusing on vanity metrics. This is views, likes, follows. Number 2, flexing, showcasing your money, cars, or your penthouse, all in order to get sales. And number 3, which most people aren't talking about, is value. This is how-tos or giving away freebies, lead magnets, all these tactics that you don't need that apparently help you generate leads. The problem with playbook number 1, which is vanity metrics of chasing views, likes, and followers, is that these things no longer give you authority and status anymore. Consumers used to judge their buying decisions quite a bit off of these things. Today, buying decisions aren't made off of how many followers you have, but rather how well you are at speaking to your desired client. The problem with playbook number 2, flexing, I think we can all see why this is ruining the coaching market. A few bad apples showcasing their cars, their penthouse, and promising that others can do the same, even though they've never done it themselves. It's really just leaving a bad taste in a ton of consumers' mouths, making you the coach who can truly provide real transformations and help people having to fight against this and being called a scammer. And then the problem with playbook number 3, value content, is that now anybody can position themselves as the knowledge expert. Open up your computer, go to ChatGPT, give it your number 1 problem, and it's gonna give you a step-by-step how-to tutorial on how to solve it. You can easily see how your $5,000 program is being reduced down to a $25 ChatGPT subscription. No wonder why people aren't buying into you. Your top 3 bicep exercise post that's a slightly tweaked version of somebody else isn't going to move the needle anymore. Even a freebie that you give away that's just slapped together isn't going to be gaining any interest, because quite literally just about anybody and everybody can do this stuff. And consumers have spotted these tactics 1,000 times over. This isn't value anymore. They're cheap and quick tactics that make you blend in. Overall, everybody's using these 3 playbooks to try to go viral and gain authority, flex on others to gain status, or value their way to sales. A quote from Steve Jobs: "Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo." These traditional playbooks are the status quo, and they're leading to the downfall of coaching. Do you want to be the Dell of coaches, or do you want to be the Apple of coaches? And this is what the micro coaches are focused on, being the Apple, providing the things that the market is truly craving, the real stuff that builds status and builds authority, that makes it easy to sell your program. And that's leadership. Leadership isn't about going viral or fake flexing or trying to outvalue your competitors. If you want to cut through the noise in the market, it's by positioning yourself as a leader to your small audience. To put it simply, consumers are just not going to invest into you if you don't look like a leader. And it's not about showing your abs or even how many people you've helped. People only care about one thing: how you can help them. So we focus on the content that builds leadership. It's about sharing insights, beliefs, shifting identities. And these things are a totally different type of value. They're the things that only you can talk on. This isn't a how-to video. These are all perspective shifts. It's the difference between teaching somebody the step-by-step of how to fish versus showing them that they've been fishing in the wrong pond all along. It's how you showcase your authenticity that the market is craving. Buyers have shifted from investing into gurus that have likes, followers, money, how-tos, value content, to those who can cultivate a small audience, speak directly towards them, showcase the elements of leadership. And you don't need to be the person who's made $100 million or helped out thousands of people. You just need to know how to present yourself properly. In our inner circle, we focus on cultivating leadership by what I call building your brand identity. And this is your values, your ways of doing things, your enemies, your tools, your mission, your beliefs, your personal identity. And ultimately, when you're doing this, you're selling viewers on why you should be the one to coach them versus the coach who already has 100,000 followers and is using outdated playbooks. Part 3, the new way of selling your program. A quick warning before we get started: what I'm going to be showing you in this part is something that you can use to make this coaching space worse or better. It's really backed on a neutral principle, and your intent determines the outcome. And I'll also be showing you at the end of this section how businesses make millions just by selling rocks, in order to prove a point that selling your coaching program can actually be easy. And the first thing too, I need to be honest with you, selling your high ticket program should feel easy. Not hard, not forced, but fluid. It should feel like the prospect is coming and excited to invest into you. You don't need these Jackie Chan type objection handling techniques in order to convince somebody to come on board. And I'm gonna be honest with you too, this part of my journey wasn't pretty. There was a season where every sales call felt like a battlefield. I'd log into a sales call with a tight knot in my stomach, but putting on a brave face. Underneath though, I was exhausted. It always felt like I was convincing or begging people that I had value to give. And it got worse because I would end up selling people in, but I would wake up with my heart literally pounding. And the first thought that came into my mind was to check Slack. So I'd reach my fingers over to my phone, check my Slack to see what fire would need to be put out for that day. And ultimately, which one of my clients was gonna need a refund. And I say this to be real. I've struggled in this space as well, and especially with the shift that is happening. That spot I was in is a terrible place to be in as a coach. But right now, I can confidently say I have a very solid group of clients who I love working with. They love working with me, and there's no half in, half out type of vibe. Coaching is all about winning the prospects' hearts instead of running them through this machine where they never feel seen. And what's leading to the demise of this coaching space and ultimately making it harder and harder for you is another 3 playbooks that a lot of people are preaching. The first one is focusing on creating an irresistible offer and targeting rich people. The second, building a secret funnel. The third, run a sales machine. Here's the truth about all 3. Building an irresistible offer is unbelievably overrated. Alex Hormozi's $100 million playbook has been ran 100 million times. And most coaches who coach coaches use this playbook to teach their clients just in a newly wrapped version. Hell, even I use it. It's good, to be honest. The problem is that anybody and everybody can just slap together a Google Doc, making promise statements like, I can help you make 20K in 4 months, or busy dads lose 30 pounds in 3 months. Just really sexy wording with headlines and values guarantees. And frankly, this isn't what sells your offer. More on this in a second. Number 2, you're also told to focus on building a secret funnel that's a magical key that will unlock buyers. Coaches who coach coaches are gonna hate me for this one. But the truth is, all funnels work. There's really no secret funnel, and it's not what sells more of your program. Funnels are like an airport. They're designed to bring people in, weed out the bad people, get them towards their plane, but ultimately, it's not selling the vacation. Anytime somebody tells you about a secret funnel, it's just a red herring to get you to focus on a magical system that doesn't exist. I know this because I've spent hours dissecting my competitors' funnels like a detective, just looking for the one thing that they had that I was missing that will unlock the consistency and the scaling. Every time it didn't work out like I'd hoped, I would crash. I'd pull back for a while and then get excited about somebody else's new funnel to restart that engine. It was an exhausting loop of stopping and starting over and over again and leaving me to think like, what is wrong with me? Funnels don't sell your program. The third thing is running that sales machine. Oftentimes we're told more DMs, more leads, more spending on ads, more sales calls just to make more money and sell people in. When you do this, you end up running this machine that feels cold. You get people who are half in, half out. They're relying off a guarantee just to prove to the point of why your coaching offer doesn't work. You don't need sales systems. You don't need complexity. You need high quality clients who can pay you either in full or are willing to stay month after month. All 3 of these playbooks is what's bringing the coaching market down. Tweaking your offer until it's perfect is making you unseen. Focusing on funnels is what's giving you shiny object syndrome. Being too sales focused and scaling at all costs is what makes you end up with bad clients. As a micro coach, we focus on one thing that cuts through the noise. The one thing that sells your program differently. One thing that brings in clients who are a joy to work with and ones that want to work with you month after month. This new way of selling your program is by focusing on the messaging and selling belief first. It's a totally different way. Hang on just for a second. I'm gonna explain how this works. Your prospect has most likely seen a rendition of your offer 1,000 times. And they've also probably been through a funnel. They understand how it works. And they also probably been DM'd 100 times by your competitors. This is leading to a very large lack of belief in consumers. Prospects do want to spend their money on things that fix their problems. The problem is they don't know who to believe in, what offer to believe in, who's the real authority, who's being authentic. While most coaches put all their time and energy leading with their offer and shouting from the rooftops I can help you lose weight. We sell a reason for prospects to believe in us and our offer first. Then we talk about our offer. And this isn't about showing hundreds of testimonials. Once you unlock the ability to get others to believe in your offer, sales become fluid. You get replies when you contact prospects in the DMs or try to get them to book a call. And you don't get window shoppers who are going to give you an objection. You don't have to convince. Selling your program just works. Because consumers believe in it. While other coaches are copying offers, playing that value game, trying to find the secret funnel, running that 2016 to 2024 playbook, we focus on messaging that builds belief throughout the funnel we create and keep it as simple as it can be. Belief building is so powerful that it's how crystal girls are literally convinced to buy rocks that frankly don't do anything. They're sold on a belief that a crystal can make them feel better and get them some sort of transformation. They believe in it so much that they invest into it. And if they didn't believe in it, they would never invest. So how do we build belief? This is what me and my micro coaches are doing. It's a process I like to call identity shifting. Our identities are made up of beliefs. And there's 3 beliefs we need to sell somebody on. 1 is the belief in our offer and why it's different. Number 2 is the belief in the coach and why the coach is different. And number 3 is the belief that this will work for the prospect. You're ultimately shifting their identity and their beliefs from this old person to the new identity and the new beliefs that work, and you just position your offer as a way for them to get them there. Once they believe in it, you don't need to be unethical with your sales tactics. The action of buying your program naturally follows. If you want more information on this, I have a whole nother video that gets into the weeds, showing you exactly how me and my clients are currently doing this. Click the link in the description to look at it. But just know, if you're not building belief, you are going to be seen as everybody else. Part 4, the new way of building funnels. Steve Jobs said, simple can be harder than complex. You have to work hard to get your thinking clean to make it simple, but it's worth it in the end because once you get there, you can move mountains. This perfectly explains how coaches are currently thinking. They think obtaining buyers is complex, scaling is complex, funnels is complex. It's because people are making it much harder than it is. These mirror board dissections of other people's funnels and dissections of their funnels makes it seem complex. And there's no complex AI system that you need either. Most of the coaches that I'm helping, we're keeping it as simple as possible. It's because scaling can be straightforward. You've been sold on this belief that it's not. This isn't a secret funnel or system that you're missing. All funnels follow the same rules at the end of the day. Top of funnel, gain new leads. Middle of funnel, collect the leads, nurture them. Bottom of funnel, give them sales assets and then sell them. And in reality though, there isn't a one-size-fits-all system. And plus we know the real driver that sells a program isn't the funnel. It's the messaging that goes in it. And because of this, all funnels work. It doesn't matter if you want to do a VSL funnel, profile ad funnel, DM messenger funnel, workshop funnel. You can make them all work. Here's the thing though. The coaches that preach this secret funnel or this one way of doing things, they are a bad coach. I've been around people who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars through coaching. All of them have a different type of funnel. A true coach that helps coaches helps the coach build a funnel around their ideal customer and where that coach is currently at in their journey. For example, if your ideal customer was over 30 years old, you wouldn't want to run a DM messenger funnel where you're driving traffic to your Instagram DMs. People who are over 30, most likely they're not going to be in Instagram all day DMing people back and forth. And you might not have thousands of dollars to spend on ads. My point is that the micro coach focuses on building extremely simple and effective funnels by number 1, relying off of the messaging first. Once you nail down the messaging and the belief that needs to be built, your ads, your organic content, your YouTube videos, your funnels just simply work much better. You don't need to rely off crazy tactics. And number 2, from that, we keep the funnel as simple as it can be. This is how one of my clients, Tucker, who only has 300 followers, scaled to 30K in 45 days. He took the belief building messaging that we worked on together and we crafted a simple funnel that worked for his ideal clients and for him. He didn't want to put all of his energy into organic. He wanted to do ads. And they worked because we had great messaging and sent them to a simple landing page that was just one landing page and a video on there. And then they booked calls and converted so easily. And that's really it. I'm on a mission to make coaching great again. You can make coaching fun and not stressful, simple and not complex, ethical and not manipulative. Micro coaches are focused on standing out by being a leader in the space, not flexing, not copying content, but by pulling the real levers that drive authenticity. And we sell our programs by building belief first, not by creating a crazy offer and a guarantee that makes somebody half in, half out. And we don't shout from the rooftops that our offer's so great. We sell the belief before we sell the offer. And then we build funnels that are optimized for getting your clients and suiting your needs, not trying to find this magical thing that's going to unlock your business. This is ultimately how we're making coaching great again.